While exploring the Wasteland, the player has a small chance of running into a group of 3 Wastelanders fighting a wounded Deathclaw. If the Wastelanders survive, the player can interact with the group's leader.
That thing would have killed us all without your help. Thanks. Listen, you may as well take this map. That's where we were headed, but that Deathclaw cured me of my itch for Wasteland adventure.
The Wastelanders map shows directions leading to Rock Creek Caverns with the notation Mirelurk King's treasure chamber. I wonder what this treasure could be. The location of the caverns can be found along the northern outskirts of the DC ruins. Here we can see a large crater with radioactive pools of waste, presumably leaking from the exposed pipes. Inside the crater is a sewage grate that we can use to get inside. Heading to the right we find a door and behind it a Mirelurk. This is a good sign. Where there's one, there's more. And apparently this place has some treasure. Around the room are an assortment of ammunition and medical items. On the table we can see a makeshift anvil, similar to the one Caleb uses inside the Temple of the Union. Just in front of the anvil we can find a needle filled with Med-X. For those of you who don't know what that is, it is essentially a consumable item that grants the player a damage resistance of 25 points. I can just imagine a blacksmith or metal worker using the anvil to repair their armors and weapons, and then using the Med-X to numb the pain of minor injuries. I'm not sure if this was intentionally placed or if I'm just creating something out of nothing, but it's fun to think about. The stairs leading down has nothing of any interest, so the only way forward is through the door. Immediately to our right is a Mirelurk King. At first it appears we have quite a few paths to choose from, but they're either blocked off or caved in. Through the double doors is a Mirelurk Hunter and a staircase leading deeper inside. Heading down and through another door brings us into a metro tunnel. Both ends have collapsed and cannot be traversed, but a large hole in the floor takes us into a dark tunnel. The path finally splits off and we can make a choice, left or right. I decided to go left, which brought me to another king and a standard Mirelurk. The small open area behind the enemies revealed nothing, but by climbing a broken stalagmite, we can access the ledges surrounding the central pillar. Here we find a skeleton, pieces of food, ammo, and a Nuka-Cola Quantum. Jumping back down and continuing onwards leads to a gentle incline. Following this, we find some sort of nesting area filled with egg clutches, skeletons, and an assortment of ant meat. So far, the only thing you could consider treasure has been a glowing soft drink. I sure hope this gets better. Heading down a small tunnel leads to a huge chamber with more enemies. Hugging the left wall leads back into the metro tunnel, but it's just another cut-off section similar to the one that brought us down here. Beside the crushed train is the remains of a small family. A Radaway can be picked up beside the mother, nothing next to the father, and a single Stimpak by the infant. Back down, still keeping the wall to our left, we see a mound. Surrounding it are some okay pieces of loot. A power fist, laser rifle, ammo, and first aid. The bodies of a mercenary and wastelander can also be found. I assume these two people came here after hearing the rumors of a king's treasure. The merc might have been doing a job or simply doing it for self-gain. There's an easy locked safe with more ammunition, money, and some mentats, which is nothing to write home about, but it's better than nothing. That's it for this section, traveling back to the place that allowed us to divert and this time heading right. If we look up, we can see the remains of a pre-war car, carelessly balanced on the sunken road that has, over the years, been pulled underground. Heading onwards and fighting through the final 2 Mirelurk Kings, we find ourselves at the final section of Rock Creek Cavern. Somewhere in this pile of waste must be the treasure the note mentioned. It has to be. We find an oversized cup and pitcher and a locked safe. This is it, the treasure. But inside we only find 6 bottle caps, a camera, and some pre-war money. There is nowhere else left to search, no other kings to be killed, and no treasure to be claimed as our own. Come to think of it, what could a Mirelurk even have that a human would consider treasure? They are nothing more than simple creatures with simple needs. Water, food, shelter. I guess you could tally up the weapons, first aid and ammunition we collected, which in retrospect was quite a bit. Oh well, it'll have to suffice. Before you go, I would like to remind you of 5 things you could do to support the channel. Comment, like, share, subscribe, and enable notifications. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next adventure.